An affordable Porsche convertible sports car. Well, if you can't get your head around that term, it isn't factually incorrect because this is in India's Porsche lineup, the entry-level convertible sports car. Say hello to the 718 Boxster, which at a price of just about rupees 1 crore ex-showroom is your entry-level ticket to the Porsche sports car experience. Now we have this car with us here today and we are driving it around to find out if this is the best convertible that your money can buy and if it still delivers the great driving pleasure that you would associate with a Porsche car. And now let's talk about the in-cabin experience inside the Porsche 718 Boxster. Now, despite being a two-seat sports car, one of the best things in this car is that it gives you a lot of practical usability and a lot of daily user friendliness inside the cabin. So this is a car that you can not only use for performance, but you can also use it for your everyday runs as well. Now, if you talk about the cabin, well, of course, it's a German car and the quality here is top-notch. All the material quality, the switchgear quality, how the buttons feel to touch and the kind of feedback they offer is all very high in terms of quality. As far as infotainment is concerned, you have a small touch screen and it does the job. It's not the best in the business, but again, it does the job. It gives you access to things such as your Bluetooth connectivity, and that is basically what you would want from a vehicle here, because this is what you would buy purely for performance. In terms of seat, well, again, the seats are quite nice. They offer you good support, and even if you are in this seat for a long time, like I have been for the last few hours, I still do not find myself to be uncomfortable at all. So yes, you can take this car out for long drives without having to think about comfort. Also, when it comes to boot space, well, since this is a car which has a mid-engine layout, you get two boot space, one at the rear and one at the front. The one at the rear is good enough to probably hold in a couple of small or medium-sized bags. The one up front can probably take in one laptop bag or a handbag. So again, yes, good enough for short runs and for your quick weekend getaways. And now on to the most important part about the 718 Boxster, and that's the performance, because that is precisely why you would go ahead and buy this car. Well, this car is powered by a 2-liter turbocharged engine. Now at the outset, a lot of people might think maybe a 2-liter petrol engine is not enough to give a proper sports car experience, but that is not the case. Using turbocharging and high injection pressures and a lot of other clever tricks, the engine is able to develop about 300 horsepower, and the result of that is that the 718 Boxster can accelerate from a standstill 200 in a little over 5 seconds as per the run done by us. And if you talk about well, the engine performance, the engine starts with a moderately loud roar, again idles into a pleasing burble, and once you're off the line, well, the exhaust sound is quite pleasing. It's not shriekingly loud, but yes, it's there to give you that proper sports car experience. And of course, you also have a button here which you can press, and doing that just makes the sound, it activates valves in the exhaust and it makes the sound a lot louder, a lot more pleasing, and even when you engage the sports mode, that happens automatically. And talking about modes, well, you get 4 of them. One is the normal, and then you have the sport, sports plus, and of course the individual mode, which allows you to tailor different things as per your liking. Now, the one that I would say is the best to be in your daily drives is of course the normal mode. When you want to have fun, you can again go into sports mode, and when you're out on a winding road or probably on a racetrack, that is when you can use the sports plus and have full fun deploying all the power of the Boxster. Adding to the overall thrill of driving this car is the sheer sound. Like I said earlier, once you accelerate and you go up till about 7,000 RPM, where you can then again change gears manually using the paddle shifters, well, that is the time when from somewhere about 3,500 RPM to about 6,000 RPM you get the best sound experience from the exhaust. The sound is loud, it gives you a proper feeling that you're driving something fast, something loud. And that of course is when you have the top up. This is a convertible, so at the push of a button in a few seconds you can drop the top and enjoy a wind in your hair experience. And when you're doing that, the sound experience just gets enhanced inside the cabin. And how does the car sound when you're pushing it hard? Well, hear for yourselves. Absolutely phenomenal. That is the kind of sound you want in your sports car. A proper oral pleasure. So that was about the engine, and of course all of this power is transmitted to the wheels using the Porsche PDK dual clutch transmission, which is super quick and just adds to the joy of driving. So whenever you stamp down on the throttle, or whenever, even if you have controls of the gearbox using your paddle shifters, the gear shifts are blazingly quick, and that just adds a lot to the overall joy and the experience of driving a thorough sports car. And as to well, the handling, I said earlier, this is one of the cars that comes with a mid-engine layout, and this layout is considered the best for sports cars. Now even the Big Daddy 911 comes with a rear engine layout, and that's the reason why the 911 can be a bit handyful for a few novice drivers. But with the 718, the best thing is the balance is so beautiful because of the engine sitting in the middle. The weight distribution is almost perfect, and that's the reason why the car hugs the road, and the stability is phenomenal. And especially when you're going around corners is when the Boxster manages to put a big smile on your face, because the way she takes corners, it is pure bliss. It's like one of those ballet dancers dancing on their toes. It is that exquisite. That is the finesse with which the Boxster can manage to do cornering. And of course, when you're going fast in a straight line, the stability is rock solid. And if you do have to press the brakes in a panic situation, again, the car does not weave off its line and comes to a quick stop in a very reassuring manner. The steering offers great feedback. It's a quick and a direct steering. It's pretty much a point and shoot affair. And with the grip that the car has, you point the steering and the Boxster just darts into that direction basis the kind of throttle input you've given. So overall, from that perspective, it is a proper sports car experience that you get with the Boxster. Now, a lot of people might think that with all this performance, probably daily ride quality or the daily usability might not be good enough, but that's not the case. Despite the suspension being set up slightly towards the firmer side, which you would expect for a sports car, the Boxster is not uncomfortable to drive over broken surfaces, which you would find in normal city roads. So it does soak in the bumps and the small speed breakers in a very nice manner, and the ground clearance too is good enough to keep you safe from most of the speed breakers that we encounter in larger cities such as Delhi or Bombay. And hence the overall ride quality is good enough to make for a comfortable drive when you're not pushing the Boxster too hard. The Porsche 718 Boxster then offers a very good package overall, and of course it is a great car to look at. It also gives you the pleasure of owning a convertible, and again, it is also a good daily driver's car. So yes, if you have the kind of money that can get you this car, there is nothing else that comes to my mind that can beat the 718 Boxster. And as to whether this car offers you the thoroughbred Porsche driving experience that you expect from a Porsche sports car, it does, and that too in heaps and spades. If you like this video, please share it and subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon to stay updated with all the forthcoming Express Drives videos. Till the next time I see you again, stay safe and obey all traffic rules.